Plans A meeting. Excuse me, I'm going to try not to do that all the way through. Tuesday, 20th of November, 2018. Apologies for absence, please.
Yes, Councillor Pitt Martin.
Any declarations of interest?
No. No.
I should just at this stage say that there are 3 members present, councillors Weaver, Gillam and Canfield, plus the clerk. Right, minutes of the meeting held on of the Plans A committee held on 9th of October 2018, pages 1 to 12. Can we sign those as a true record of the meeting?
Yep, indeed. Correct.
Thank you very much.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Public questions in accordance with standing orders?
No, none have been received.
Lovely, thank you very much. Letters of objection?
No, none of those have been received.
Thank you. Okay, we move on to applications registered the weeks ending 26th of October, 16th of the 11th, 2nd of the 11th, 23rd of the 11th, and the 9th of the 11th, and the 30th of the 11th. Something's not quite right there, but
What's that?
I'll get those in the right place too.
No, so you've got
I think
applications registered week the 26th of October, the 2nd of November, the 9th of November, and then the 3-week period expires the 16th of November, the 23rd, and the 30th of November.
Thank you very much, that's where I've gone wrong. I knew I'd done it wrong, but I wasn't quite sure what.
Okay.
Right, lovely. So we move on to those. Back to page 13. And the first is 5182718, 29 Moreland Road. Single-storey front, 2-storey side and part first floor. No objection, subject to sufficient parking being approved for the increase in bedrooms, policies 14724 of the district plan refer. Any comments on that one?
It's fine. Yeah, as long as we've got the right words in. We said no objection to single-story front extensions, so yeah. Parking issues covered.
Thank you.
Okay.
5182746, 2 Paddock End, Paddock Wood. No comment required by committee. 5182727, former Harpenden House, no comment required by committee. And that's the discharge of conditions. Same again with 5182735, no comment. That's 3741 Hollywood Lane. 5182739. No comment required. Hold on, page 14. 5182703 Crossway. No objection.
Proposal is exactly the same as the approved scheme in 2015.
Yeah, I think I remember this.
Okay.
Yep, I concur, yeah.
5182742, 33 Crossway again. Oh, sorry, 33, not 3 this time. 33 Crossway. Okay, it's expressed concern over the proposed extensions in terms of the scale, character, compatibility with the original building and the possible effect of the neighbouring properties. Policies 72, 1, 2 and 5 of the district plan refer. Any further to that?
Yeah, the proposal doesn't actually appear to differ from the previously refused scheme.
Right.
Hence why I've repeated the words from...
There's a repetition of
Ah.
words, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
thank you.
And I think those words cover it.
5182756, 1 Elizabeth Road. No objection, subject to no loss of amenity to neighbouring properties, in particular to number 23 Connaught Road, from the new side dormer window. Policy 725, the district plan refers. Are we okay with that?
Happy, yeah?
Thank you. Right, 5182768, 29 West Way. I want to take that one, if I'm allowed to, together with 5182769, also 29 West Way. So I actually wanted to see if there was any cumulative effect on that. Can you make a comment to that?
Right, okay, so we can look at 2768, because that's a full application, whereas
Right.
2769 is typical of lawfulness, where
Right.
we don't have the option to go to comment on that.
Okay, right, we can't on the second one because
Yeah,
it's
we can on the top one, the first one.
So
2768.
are
Do
we
you want to look?
permitted to look at the fact as to whether the cumulative effect of the two applications together would
They're both exactly the same address.
that's what I mean, and they are. But I mean, if we get the if it's a civil law for this for the loft conversion, so loft conversion is there, then
Yeah.
adding to the 2-storey side, single-storey rear extension, is the cumulative effect of both going to make it outside of what was normally agreed? Is basically what I'm asking.
Right, okay.
That's why I say that we'd like to give consideration to the second bit.
Normally documents available for you to look at for this certificate of lawfulness.
Right. So, because it's proposed, so it's... Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Right, I mean...
I can attempt to look.
Fine.
I'm struggling.
My apologies, I should have phoned you on that one
No, it's
beforehand.
okay.
It's just clicked. But,
Right, you just have to bear with me just to get this up and running. But did you want to look at this? I'll get these papers out.
I mean, theoretically, we should be looking at each application in isolation, shouldn't we? Is that the...
well,
No,
yes and no. Yes and no.
I think that it's a cumulative effect, actually, that should be... I think it's just lucky we've got the two together.
I
mean, if we said in our reasons for it on the first one, if we mentioned the loft conversion, I don't think we could do that, could we? You know, if we said...
Why can't we?
Certificate of lawfulness.
So the device for the future is then that you split your application, you put part of it under certificate of lawfulness, and then you bring the rest in behind it, and you get away. You manage to break the planning rules.
Well, they're not breaking the planning rules, are they? They're following the planning rules.
Yeah, okay. You know what I'm trying to say.
But I think we just on our answer to the first one, whatever we decide, I'm not sure we'll be able to refer to the certificate of lawfulness of the rear dormer window. I'm not sure. I don't know. Heather, you have to advise on that. But that's the only thing I think we wouldn't necessarily be able to. If we said, I don't know, refuse or approve based on this, and also the fact that there's a loft conversion with broad rear dormer window, I'm not sure. But
We aren't able to make a comment on the certificate of lawfulness, but we can look at them together and make reference under this application to say that we note that there's also a certificate of lawfulness in the same site. And subject to that being approved,
So subject to
Yeah.
that being granted, we would see the other, it's very much
Subject
to
to
the
that
subject
being
to
granted,
Yeah,
this, we feel,
then
could
would-
create a detrimental effect or be an overdevelopment or...
I mean, the key bit that struck me was the removal of existing garage. It says then increased hard standing.
I'm guessing that hard standing, is there any grass here? They probably paving over any of the grass out the front?
Right, so anyway, this is the existing, proposed and existing. The certificate of lawfulness relates purely to a loft conversion with a rear dormer window and front roof light.
So that comes under permitted development, right?
Yes.
But it provides an extra bedroom, which is no count.
Absolutely, that's my very point on it. And so we must be, if they are minded to grant, if it was effectively, if they were minded to grant the certificate of lawfulness, does it then fall within the guidelines? Do you both think I'm being fair on that?
Where's the third bedroom?
It does say no increase in bedroom on this particular application, it's just that the size of them increases.
Oh, hang on, that looks like a bedroom to me. Bedroom 1, 2, that looks like a bed. It's just not marked as bedroom 3. This thing here,
That's bedroom.
that bit,
Yes,
not marked as bedroom 3, but that looks like a bed.
there's a bedroom. There are
It must be
three
a bedroom.
There are
So
three
they haven't
bedrooms,
marked it on
1, 2, 3 on that floor. All I'm
Compare
concerned
it-
with is that the loft conversion is,
Adds
to my
another
mind,
room.
is a fourth bedroom.
Whatever you call it, it's potentially another bedroom.
Well, it's got windows now.
Yeah. It's
Well,
a
it
habitable
could
room.
potentially have windows. On this application here, there's no change to the roof.
Again, back to the point, but there is in the certificate of lawfulness.
Yes.
Hence my comment about, is this now the way forward, that you put in one for certificate of lawfulness and then put the planning application in to top it up. I'm quite prepared to be blunt on it.
Well, the new hard standing they're putting in, they're losing. Where's the existing? Where's the existing? Is that the existing floor plan there? That looks like grass to me.
So the question is, how many parking spaces do we...
Well, if there's going to be new hard standing there, then that I would suggest there's going to be. They're going to double, if not. Let's say it's 1 at the moment. That's the existing driveway. If that's new house hard standing, that's going to be at least 2, if not more.
Unfortunately, I can't look because the district website is down.
What they're going to do, the purpose of choosing them.
They do it overnight, don't they?
So already 3 bedrooms in with 1 parking space plus the garage,
Is that what
Plus
they...
the garage, yeah.
which is being lost.
I can't, well, we can try it.
No, can we sort of
Coming,
remind
what's
you?
replacing the
Oh.
garage then? They're just having a wraparound alleyway through the garage, getting rid of the shed, goodbye shed, and
Goodbye garage.
yeah,
goodbye
and the
shed.
WC bigger entrance. Okay. So they're losing the garage, but they're putting another parking space. It might be 2.
I think it could be just one, but it's...
Yeah. I
think
mean, it looks about the same
it looks
size. 1. Yeah.
To me, it looks as though the property will now have 2 parking places
Mm.
on it. You've lost the garage, you've kept one thing, you get about 1.5 cars in there. It takes about 2.5 cars.
You can't get a car in the garage, can you? That's. I mean, I know we count garages as parking spaces, but in
So the
reality...
garage is going, according to this.
Yeah, so there's a lot of garage to the side
But
and an increase in hard standing.
to
Yeah.
me, it looks as though they could get, in practical terms, 2 cars there, and we're concerned that, shall we just express concern over the fact of the park? Shall we draw attention? I think we ought to draw attention to this car parking possibility, with the possibility of it being 4 bedrooms.
Well, under this application, it isn't 4 bedrooms.
Well, okay, 3.
It's, the bedrooms are not, they're not increasing in number, they're increasing in size.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, it's back to this commute,
Yeah, but we
cumulative.
can't, yeah, but we need to look at this application here in
Right, but
isolation.
So therefore, I don't think we can go down the objection thing, but I just wonder whether we can just draw the officer's attention to, we'll have a look.
There's
Okay,
3
well-
bedrooms, is it under parking provision for 2 spaces? It's not, is it?
I mean, where I'd like to get us to is if we can do it lawfully, is to the point whereby we do say something to the effect of, if the district council is minded to grant the certificate of lawfulness for the proposed loft conversion, that we would like them to refer to the parking,
Yes.
the parking provision into the number against the number of potential bedrooms. And that's all we're doing, is expressing concern. We're not recommending refusal or anything like that.
Okay.
And I would say that we
I
are
agree with you on
entitled to do that in prospect.
Okay, we've done that.
If you're both okay with that one.
Yeah,
I am. In other words, we're drawing attention
Yeah.
to something, and we're not saying yes, no.
Take it that one. Sorry.
Right,
to take
okay, no,
time
no,
on
it's
that one.
okay, I'm just preparing some words.
Yeah.
Good thinking, that one.
It's kind of like a Chinese wall, isn't it, really? Looks like there's a Chinese wall on there as well.
Yeah. Is it a Lenovo?
I mean, I always mention whenever there's garages in an application and we lose the garage, I always say, well, I can't really think of anyone that has their car in the garage these days.
No.
On
Very, very few.
very, very few.
Most
It's
garages
usually
are-
big garages. It's a big garage.
I've got a motor scooter, right? Mobility scooter.
Is that the faster one, is it? Is that the...
The 8 mile an hour, guys.
Oh, God.
4 wheels. Goes 30 miles.
Has he got a registration plate? Index plate?
And I can take the road there.
What else did I say there? Okay, so I'll include my usual bit there. So what I'm going to say is, the committee has no objection to the proposal as presented in this application. However, it is noted that a separate application has been submitted for a certificate of lawfulness for a proposed loft conversion, and there's a potential for the site to no longer have sufficient parking provision for the property, for the proposed number of bedrooms. So I need to say, so therefore, the two apps to be considered as a whole.
Yeah, that's what we were together. Yeah.
Yeah, as a whole, in determining.
I mean, one assumes that they do, but we won't assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Right, okay. 5182773, 3 Browning Road. No objection, subject to sufficient parking provision provided for the new dwelling, policies 40 and 70, level 5, and the district plan refer. Are we okay with that?
Good, yeah, I concur.
52 Note Shot,
No comment.
no comment required. 51829, sorry, that's the previous one, was note was 5182819. We're now moving on to 5182694, 249 Luton Road. No objection, subject to no loss of amenities, neighbouring properties, policy 725 of district plans refer. We okay with that?
Happy, happy.
5182748, 93 Luton Road,
Not considered.
does not meet the criteria. 5182772, Wells Close. No objection.
No objection. Read.
518.
I'll just say, look, it's the Ramswood Park School 3G picture.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yes, Peter Taylor wasn't too happy, but
5182776, Ramswood Park School. No comment required by committee.
no.
5182778, 72 Falconers Field. No comment required by committee. 5182784, 39 Park Avenue. No comment required by committee. 5182800, 1 Hillside Road. Recommendation is that does not meet the criteria.
Perfect.
5182365, 9 Dickinson Close. Sorry, Dickinson Field. No comment required by committee. 5182578, 2 Netherfield Road. No comment required by committee. 5182620, 63 West Common. No objection, subject to the appropriate design and use of materials in the locally listed building in the conservation area. Policies 85 and 87 refer.
Yeah, I think that's correct. The only things we need to worry about is design and use of materials there, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very appropriate in that area.
Substantial plot.
Absolutely. 5182637, 9 Nairn Close. Application does not reach criteria. 5182647, no comment required by committee. That's 1315 Oakhurst Avenue. No comment required by committee. 5182770, 37 Grove Road. No comment required by committee. 5182812, 104 High Street. No objection, subject to the appropriate design and use of materials on this new shop frontage in the conservation area. Excuse me. 19, the district plan refers.
104, mate.
It is the old Chinese takeaway on the corner of Kirkdale Road.
Yes, it's
Kirkdale?
yeah, it's
What, over there?
Kirkdale Road.
No,
It's
Kirkdale, right, it's the last one before the Glen Eagle.
It was from Mrs. Brown.
Oh, yes,
Lots of Bryce.
I've met the guy actually, and he's got two other in one store. He's got 2 restaurants. So he was involved. He was the first person who had Ocker before Ocker. He's so I know a bit of the history. I think what he's putting there, and it just looks good.
What's it going to be?
So,
It is a takeaway,
but
and I'm trying to remember if it's something like, which takeaway it is. Something like,
it's definitely different food. So where it's not Chinese or
it's
anything
like
like that.
Lebanese food.
Yes.
Oh, Lebanese, I like Lebanese.
Something like that, I think. I may be wrong, but it's not a standard takeaway. It's different.
Oh,
But the choice of food is not a material planning
Yes,
consideration,
let's
so we'll move on. Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
But,
But it's useful just to understand.
and it would be a great improvement to have something to replace that.
Well, it's been
something
empty
in
for a
that
long
area.
time now.
It's been very, very bad to see the decline in those shops and things there.
Turkish food.
Oh,
That's it.
Turkish food. There we go. Anyway, right, so that's answered that question. Right, moving on.
Just gonna make us hungry.
Right, 5182661. 5 Gibraltar Lodge. Does not meet the criteria. 5182829. 68 Ox Lane. No objection, subject to sufficient parking provision provided policies 40 and 72.4 of the plan refer. Okay with that one?
Yes.
5182853, 8 Salisbury Road. No objection. Ground floor, rear and side extension.
Yep, that's fine.
5182867, 9 Roxham Way. Recommendation. The committee have no objection in principle to the proposed extensions. However, it is not clear from the drawings that sufficient parking provision will be made available on this site. Policies 40 and 17 look for the district plan refer. Happy with that one?
Here.
Thank you.
Yes.
5182890, 6 Swansea Avenue. Application does not reach criteria for consideration. 5182751, 41 Bloomfield Road, committee to consider.
Now, if I remember.
Demolition of existing dwelling and erection of 2 semi-detached dwellings associated with landscaping and alterations to existing crossover of 41 Bloomfield Road.
If I remember rightly, Hugh Lawrence came in to do a sort of like a pre-development.
Not for here.
No, okay.
That was
Somewhere else.
That was
That's
his
to
own
do with-
house.
I'd rather know, not know who.
It definitely wasn't this bungalow. It was for his own house. That one was when you
So
came
this is
in
a
on the
separate.
opposite
This
side.
is opposite.
This is
side,
something
okay.
completely different, yeah. So the
Oh, yeah,
actual,
well,
the people for
right.
here,
Makes sense.
is, yeah, no, so this is Stuart Cutmore property, no.
I was just wondering maybe it sold the property
No.
and then it was the same, but it's not. It's the
Okay,
opposite side of the
so,
road.
this is, if you look here at that one there as well, it's currently a bungalow, and they are looking to demolish the bungalow and replace it with a pair of quite substantial semis. I just wasn't sure, really, bearing in mind that Bloomfield Road is on a hill, the impact on the house to the
Below it,
left of
push
the
up,
property.
It's not the Greendale Association side, this is an even number, isn't it?
No, this is an odd number, so it
It's an odd number, so
it
it's on,
is actually the Greenbelt side,
Yes.
it's back onto the farmer's field.
yes, I know some of these houses.
Yeah, so essentially that was the reason why, was that I wasn't sure about how large it was going to be, the potential impact on number 39 and the roof form.
Well, I mean, I've had a look at this, and firstly, this is a bungalow. Street scene. This street scene, Bloomfield Road, mainly has houses like that. Although there is a bit of a varied street scene on Bloomfield Road. The houses don't all look the same,
No.
but they are houses predominantly, not bungalows. There seems to be sufficient space on the plot to accommodate 2 semi-detached dwellings. I think because we are on the hill, yes, there could potentially be some amenity problems for the one below it, but we're going to have that problem with any kind of development on this site anyway, so I wouldn't see that as a reason to really say no to it. But I do not think there is going to be any substantial overlooking. It's not building up
You
to
can
the.
look at that one there as well,
Yeah.
that was quite a good
It's
one.
not building right up to the
I think it fits the street scene.
boundary.
Are there any others like this in the road?
Not as modern, no.
No. Well, we've come
It's not exactly a road known for its character through because of its type of housing, really.
No, they're all different,
It is,
some of
it
them,
is,
yeah.
And
Some of them set back further,
Yeah.
some of them much closer.
my brother-in-law lives with one of those. So
I mean, I see it as an appropriate densification of the plot.
yes,
Basically.
My only concern would be the potential effect on the neighbouring property that's below it.
Well, we can have a sort of a slight sit on the fence thing with, where we can say, you know, no objection subject to no longer than ET2, number 39.
that's
That sounds good to me. That adequately does it for me.
Yeah.
I think a development is quite appropriate there. Let's let the planners then say if they want to reduce it or something like that. But
It might be that potentially they'll make some suggestions about amending the semi on that side potentially, but
I think we're covered very much if we say what you just said there, no loss of amenity to that, to the lower.
Yeah. I mean, I see it as an appropriate densification of the plot.
Quite happy with that. That was really interesting one.
Maybe we lose one bungalow there, but we approved the bungalow at Skewbridge the other week, didn't we?
yeah, that got permission.
Good, good.
It was granted.
Granted.
Sorry, I've been a bit remiss about following them up recently.
Well, we can glance here actually, because I think it's on this list we've got today.
Okay. Right, 5/18/2777, 13 Millie Close. The application does not meet criteria.
Fine.
5/18/2755, 15 Grange Court Road. Application does not meet criteria. 5/18/2815, 80 Coleswood Road. No comment required by committee. 5/18/2833, 20 Kingcroft Road. No objection. Are we okay with that? Part single, part two-story side, and single-story rear extension with roof lights.
All I would, is there any addition to bedrooms?
Not a vast increase of property footprint, just some additions across the footprint. No
Okay.
increase in bedrooms, just
Okay.
size.
That's the only
Shouldn't
thing.
cause any impact on neighbours.
The only thing I would say, because Kingcroft is, if you want
They're
to
quite-
increase bedroom, you can't park at
Yeah.
all on that little road. But it isn't, so that's fine.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, thank you. 5/18/2846, 43 Meadway. The committee have no objection to the proposed extensions, although there does not appear to be any parking provision for the property. Policies 40 and 72/4, the district plan refer, and that was a single-story front and part single.
Whereabouts in the is that?
It is... it's just kind of round the corner from Sibley, from what I can see.
That's what I was just, because I was there. I did have a look at this. Can you see that? So,
Oh, yeah.
there's
Oh, yes, so Sibley's here.
Sibley's there,
Yeah.
there's Terry's down.
Terry's number 6, isn't she?
Yeah, she's
So
right
she's quite a long way
Yeah.
down.
Oh, yes, I know this one. There is actually, yes, you're right. There is very limited parking for many of those properties along that stretch. They typically have one space for one car park in space, but those properties along that stretch, they typically have a little driveway where there's usually one car parked. Those properties, some of them I think have some garages or wraparound bits.
And my daughter lives at that one.
Yeah.
It's 3 doors along, on the corner. There, that house. use that.
Both houses in Harmondon, either Mike knows somebody that's lived in it, he's lived in it, or
From
Harry
the
has washed
children.
a car or delivered a paper there.
I think if we counted up the amount of times that this committee has talked about Mike's houses where he's lived, it probably become close to 10% of our entire time.
I shall make no comment in the chair.
Basically, it is a small property, this one, than some of the others in the area.
So how concerned are we with regards to the parking, or are we happy with that it as laid up?
I think
in
we
that
can-
one you can only, I think it's, you can only get certainly not much more than one car actually.
Yeah, it hasn't got any parking at all.
No, it's,
The house hasn't got parking at all.
has it not?
Why do
Did
we?
you show you?
But we're saying it's not an addition of rooms, so it
We can't say we can't.
Yeah, they're adding a bedroom. They're adding a bedroom, but there was no parking in the first place.
So where does that leave us? If they didn't meet policy the first time, then can we retrospectively say you haven't met policy, so therefore you've had a house built without parking and you've got bedrooms, and now we're going to reject you because of something that should have been done retrospectively? I don't know, very legal, confusing ones tonight.
I don't think that one does, because if you've got somewhere that doesn't have, you can't add to it. So it wouldn't be wrong to object because you can't. If you understand what I'm saying.
Right, it's this house here with the little tree.
They could put a car there.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've grassed over it.
But there's no parking at the moment, and there's nothing mentioned at all about parking provision within the application.
So that hasn't actually got.
Hasn't actually got parking.
Well, that's the sort of one where there's sufficient frontage there, and if you look to the left, that they could actually address the problem.
Yes. Well, we can,
So, do you want to stick
We
with
can
what I've said? All I've said is that although there does not appear to be any parking provision for the property,
I think that's, I don't know what we can do.
and I've mentioned the two parking policies.
Yeah, I mean,
or do you want to say, although we would express concern that there does not appear to be any...
Yeah, I'm erring on the side of what
Yeah.
Mike's just said, and
yeah.
Okay, so we can have,
we expressed concern over parking.
Okay, so...
Again, I'm not
Yeah,
entirely
yeah.
sure up there whether on-street parking is an issue. Meadway itself is not a bus route, is it?
Okay, so what we can do is, so the committee have no objection to the proposed extension. However,
We expressed
However,
concern
note-
with regards to-
that there does not appear to be any parking provision for the property, and therefore express concern
Don't know what else we can do about that.
over insufficient.
Well, again, I do see it as we can't actually recommend refusal on the place, because there is the ability to provide it.
Yeah.
I think, that would...
I can only make an assumption. I can't, Yeah. So anyway, so the committee have no objection to the proposed extension. However, note that there does not appear to be any parking provision for the property. Therefore, express concern over this insufficient. I'll have to reword this.
Well, you could change it to, where you said although, at the word where it says although, you could say proposed extensions, but would express concern that there does not...
I've taken that word although and put in however, note that there does not appear to be any parking provision for the property, therefore express concern over this point, maybe I can say. I'm repeating that over.
I think you can probably, I don't know, check if you take that away and spruce it.
Leave it to you.
Express concern over
Take your time on that
this
one.
point. And then policies 40, 72. District
I would just be tempted to go, however, express concern rather than note that.
Okay.
Express concern that there is, there will be insufficient car
That's what I
parking
was...
within the property. Sort of narrows it down,
Yeah. However,
if that helps. And we'll let you fine tune that one.
Yeah, I know that works fine now,
Was it-
Yeah,
however,
brilliant.
It's pretty obvious that a
express
scruffy
concern,
bit of grass there could be replaced with a car.
yeah.
Mm.
I'm making an assumption at the end of the day
Yeah.
from what I've got available to me, there's nothing mentioned at all about parking.
Well, there's nothing, there is obviously, I mean, if that property has a car now, where do they park it? There's nothing pictured on the street, in front of it, but,
They cycle.
the one next door is in similar position, but then you go to the next one up.
I've got an awful, yeah,
To the right.
they don't have any parking provision either.
No. But, and again, I don't believe that parking is an issue around that area.
I mean,
So
they
is that the
all park on the
Is
road.
that the Wheathampton side of Meadway, or
No,
is that the Harpenden side?
Harpenden side. Yeah, it's not the side that falls inside Wheathampton Parish Council. This is towards the bottom.
Of course, you know, it's got to be for us to be able to consider it. Forget that comment. Right,
Not
so,
the Wheathampton Road side anyway.
fine.
Okay.
518-2847, 45 Barlings Road. Application does not meet criteria. 518-288, no comment required. 518-2611, Staples Court, Milton Road.
Now, this is,
Now, this one,
we discussed it before.
yeah, we didn't like it last time.
No, we didn't.
And they've essentially come back with exactly the same application, again. So I didn't want to delegate it because I wasn't sure whether or not the committee wanted to change their viewpoint or whether or not they wanted to stick with it.
This is the one on the
They've got
corner.
planning permission
It's the one on the
already.
corner, is it?
It is. It's the one on the corner of
The person
Station
who used to
Road.
own that was the man, was the CMCNA, which was my
I,
choice.
I would like to chip in with this one. I remember this application. I wasn't happy with it at the time. I did think it would affect amenity for the existing flats and balconies will result in adverse impacts on the current occupiers. It was well argued by the objectors, and I could see the policy reasons for it. However, I have since realised that this is which is what David argued at the time, that this is brownfield site. This is a sustainable location.
Yes.
We are adding another story on there to create 8 two-bedroom flats. Excuse that application. So this is preferable to building on, I don't know what you want to call it. You want to build on areas outside Natural Beauty or any other places. But I think this is a sustainable location. It is. I think we probably did over-egg the loss of light and amenity last time for refusing it. So I would be changing my opinion this time and be happy to grant this, even though it's already got permission by St Albans District Council.
This, again, is I think, so I was going to say straight away, I rather concur with your argument, Councillor, and because I think that it's so close to the station, you're going to find people who, the type of person that will probably use that is really is close to the station, and I go along with this. I did, and I remember the drawings before of the things and the height. I personally didn't think there was excessive to have the roof, the skyline would be.
The skyline wasn't the issue, was it?
No,
I don't think we
at all.
said the skyline was the problem. I think we said it was to do with the amenity for the floors below. I think we were okay with this, the height, the skyline.
I seem to recall we had some objectors
We did.
last time.
Yes, they argued very well, and I think we over-egged their reasons for objection in our reasons for objection. I think we probably took them to expression is probably used them too much.
Are we happy that there's sufficient car parking within the site is my only question.
I'm going from my memory of the last time we did, I don't think we were too worried. I think it was covered okay.
Right.
But
So
I'm
I
not saying that's
it
on
was
them.
here the last time we considered this one as well,
Is it?
David Williams.
4 parking spaces for the 4 flats is inadequate. However, that's what we said. But I would...
Was
4
that,
parking
were
spaces
we in
for
a
4
sense,
flats.
were our comments actually manipulated slightly by the pressure that we had from the residents in the red?
To a degree, that is what I was trying to say, to a degree. I think we probably, yes, like you say, manipulated and used their arguments too strongly and for our reasons. So, this is a sustainable location, like my Councillor Weaver has said. It is very close to the station, it is very close to the shops, etc., etc. There will be 4 parking spaces, so it's not like there won't be parking.
It's considered the proposed additional 4 parking spaces for the 4 flats is inadequate in the location, which is already stretched with providing sufficient parking for assistant occupiers. The committee are disappointed that the developer has not looked to work with the existing leaseholders to re-provide the underused garages that fail to meet the contemporary needs policy 1472-4 of the district plan refers. If that materially hasn't changed, I don't think our opinion on that particular part can change, given the problems that we've got in that particular area with parking, and if it overspills onto Milton Road, it's an absolute no-no, because it's a main thoroughfare.
Yeah, it's right in the corner. It will, I don't think that it would overspill onto that Milton Road.
I personally, I'd still like to express concern over parking provision.
When I walked around there, this status court, leafleting and all the rest of it, day, evening,
Yeah.
I haven't seen a chaos with the parking situation there.
Oh,
It's
well,
impossible.
yeah, because it's like a pebble in a pool.
You can't park there.
You can't, so it
It's
goes out.
impossible.
That's the problem, and it extends into town, it extends into
The
further down Milk Road,
and
and up Station Road into Overstone and those roads. It
think-
literally is that, it's that ripple effect that you get. If you don't give enough parking space in an essential location, the argument that, it's close to the station, people won't have cars, has never washed. It's totally untrue. It's been tried and tested before and it never works. Just because there's no parking provision doesn't mean to say somebody won't move in with a car. So I still have concern, as parking is a real concern to the public at the moment.
But I would
So just express
I think it's
concern.
rather a lot of wording here, which again, I think we go here, and this is where we obviously were influenced by the people who sort of the disappointment with the developer, etc., etc.
I don't think we need to go that
And
far.
over the proposed entrance gates, I'm happy to go along with a little compromise here, where you could approve it with just an express concern. Let's put it to let's leave it to the plan, to the officers or plans or to
We can
consider.
express concern, yeah.
And just
Thank you very much, that's
and
it.
cut
Happy.
it down
Yep.
to that.
Do we want to
Okay.
say then that we're in the sense that we're happy with actually no, we'll just stick with the express concern over the insufficient parking?
Yeah, well, there's no objection, express concern.
Yeah.
Over whether there's sufficient for parking.
Okay, so...
I wouldn't say insufficient, because that's we're saying
no.
whether there is sufficient parking
Yeah.
to satisfy the needs of the...
Also, we express concern as to whether there is sufficient
Parking, yeah.
rather than
That's what I'm...
turn it on its head. We're not
Yes,
expressing
exactly.
concern that there isn't. We're just questioning
Because I
as
think
to
if
if
you
there is.
restate
So
that...
they were for either or at all. You right there, Harry? Or?
I mean, we do have to push modal shift away from the motor car. I mean, you look at St
It
Albans,
doesn't
the
do
amount-
it though.
but you look at St Albans, well, it does do it in bigger cities, in bigger towns. It is doing that, and that's something we're going to have to conquer, as it were. We're going to have to get over that. And they do it in St Albans. All the flats that are going up in the old big blue building. I'm not sure what the parking provision is there, but I can't imagine it's 2 spaces per flat. I don't know if they've got underground car parking, but it is happening, and we are going to have to encourage modal shift away from the motor car. I mean, all of our new
I don't disagree with that.
all of our
No,
developments
it's-
in Arkton House Hotel, but the other ones they don't have. I don't think they have 2 parking spaces each.
But you have to bear in mind that you can talk about this very, very much easily in where you're so close to the station on provision there. The main high street department is in a valley, and you cannot expect people to cycle home with their Sainsbury shopping or more than a certain distance up Station Road, for example. So, you've got to be realistic here. The car will have to be provided, but where you've got, this is a good place though to think we should put a few more some more flats there, because it is close to a sustainable area.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't disagree with that part of it, and I understand the modal shift and that, but in order to facilitate the modal shift, it's down to us,
Yes.
and as the politicians at the various levels, is to be providing that facility for the modal shift, and I don't see that we're doing it yet. So I'll leave it at that one because we're getting right off the territory.
Yeah, we do.
I think that we're
going on to another area.
We've roughly reached consensus on that one,
I think we have reached consensus.
and then all we've done is express concern rather than we're not recommending refusal or anything
No.
like that. So be it. It will get adjudged by Grant Morris as well.
Yeah.
Well, at least we've made our comment. Thank you.
Right, okay, so that one's
Could somebody
done.
read the next one out for me?
Hartman House Hotel? No.
Okay, so former Hartman House Hotel, 18 Southdale Road, 5182654. Advertisement consent for the display of 8 non-illuminated flags, 1 non-illuminated fascia sign, 1 swing sign, 1 externally illuminated hoarding sign, 2 non-illuminated totem signs, and 1 externally illuminated totem sign.
Do they need all of that?
Well,
this is the advertisement, isn't it, Gordon?
it is.
I mean, I think they sound like a bit of a bore.
The flats are maybe selling there, they're 1.3 million or something like that.
Okay, so I've put down here that what did the committee feel about the illuminated totem sign and the flags to the main frontage? Only temporary, and I don't mind the signage and flags positioned deeper into the site or the hoarding at the front. My
Conservation
issue,
area.
it is the conservation area, and it was my sort of concern. I didn't feel overly worried necessarily about the signage further on in the site, where we're directing people to say park here, guests park here,
Oh,
suite
that's
here,
fine.
which is what one of these applications is. But I didn't really mind necessarily the hoarding.
It just sounds like a load of advertisement.
It is.
Well, it is, and it is a commercial site that's trying to flog its wares. And if
So-
it's temporary, I don't have a great
No,
objection.
I go with the chair here.
Yeah.
It's temporary.
As long as it's time limited, and we wouldn't probably
Yeah.
consider
Well,
an extension.
Can we state something like that? Then we have no objection so long as it's time. It is.
It was this area here I wasn't so sure about, with the massive totem sign and the flags, right here at the frontage, right on the bend there as you're coming off the Ball Road.
I mean, set back well from the road, it's not going to be stuck
No.
road. I mean, visual amenity, advertising of any type, it's a matter of it's in the eye of the beholder.
It wouldn't be bad if we could get the word temporary somehow into it. Say, we've no objection to this temporary.
Well,
I mean, I think
Yeah, because let's face it, once they're all sold, they're not going to have it remaining there,
I
are
think
they?
it's.
Well, I'd like to see them all sold. We don't want to.
we want them all
They
sold
won't-
as quickly as
They
possible.
won't sell for the amount that they're trying to sell them for, I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. One's up here sold off plan.
Which one's what the
Yeah.
James Murray,
Park
what they're
House,
called?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's
Okay.
Park House, no longer James Murray.
I have to pay a lot of stamp duty on those properties. They're going for 1.3 million.
Right, okay, so we've got no objection to the temporary, we can put the word in
That's
there.
the word.
Yeah.
Temporary marketing signage.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be minded to extend it beyond whatever the period is. It is a temporary.
Oh, it couldn't
The word
be,
is
yeah.
I mean,
Just a
we wouldn't be minded to
temporary
extend it beyond
Well, should we put
the
it
normal
back?
period.
So should we put a backstop arrangement into it?
What's that one?
As apropos of certain other things that are going on, temporary.
They do use the word temporary actually.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine, yeah.
Various temporary signage relating to sales, something.
Don't get
Oh,
involved with that
sales
subject. It's not
period
here, hang on.
of the new unit and to separate the building site from the sales area.
Yeah, that's all fine. I
So
just
they're
had
using
in
the
my
word
mind,
temporary.
I've got that.
I just had in my mind a just massive amount of flags and everything flying as if it's like the United
Yeah.
Nations
It's just
or
because it's
something.
illuminated as well.
Yeah.
It probably will look like that, but as long as it's only there for...
But if we've got the word
Half an hour.
temporary in just for the, I think we know where we're thinking.
Just thinking if people live there, they're not going to have great
They
big
won't.
flags
No, they won't, man.
But we
flying.
don't want them hanging around for 2 or 3 years.
Well, that's if they don't sell, then
Well, tough. Then
Yeah.
if they haven't sold on the original razzmatazz, there's no point in keeping it going. It isn't working.
yeah. Well, on the original advertisement, yeah.
Supply and demand will work.
Yeah. Anyway, it's off subject.
Okay, thank you for that one. 5182726, Salvation Army, no objection.
No objection at all. Good for
Yeah,
them.
that's fine. Yeah.
Good for them.
Right, 5182821, 9 Gordon's Walk. No objection, subject to no loss of amenity, to neighbouring properties and sufficient parking provision provided on the site. Policies 40, 72, 4 and 5 of the district plan refer. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. 5182868, 11C Douglas Road, no objection, subject to the appropriate design and use of materials and conservation measures. Policy 85 little 1C of the district plan refer.
Yeah, that's fine.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Brilliant. And there ends the lesson. I'll just go back to the original agenda. Right, any appeals to note?
No, none have been received.
Prior notifications?
No, none have been received.
List of Whitby St Albans District Council decisions. To note that one. I mean, we mentioned at the beginning of the meeting there was possibly one on there we wanted.
Yeah, there was just one or two that were of interest.
You've got the copy.
Just see if there's
58
something on
High
here
Street.
that will be
Last
of
one of all.
interest.
No,
Oh, there was another bungalow one. 22 Spencer Road, demolition of existing bungalow and construction of 2 3-bedroom semi-detached dwellings was approved. Oh, here we go. Then. Change of use to convert 1 2-bedroom flat into 2 1-bedroom flats at 104 High Street. Now that is above.
That's above this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
A new bar.
Yeah.
But 1 2-bedroom flat into 2 1-bedroom flats.
One
So
2-bedroom
basically-
flat into one, so
yeah.
he's done nothing.
Well,
on bedrooms.
it just basically means you'd have a double,
2 dwellings
instead
into
of
one.
having,
You're on page 29,
yeah,
you've got
you'd
the
have
top.
2 people.
Yeah, the Cockin's got planning permission now to do everything they want to do.
Because that was copying it. That's an important one actually, because it is in the centre of Hartland Village. I'd like to see something decent done there.
And that's the controversial one from last
What
time
was
gone through.
interesting, do you
or
remember
is that not been
last
reported?
time? Do you remember last time we had in Connaught Road, there were 2 sort of rather modest single-storey looking dwellings, and they were proposing to replace them with 2 substantial. There were 2 separate applications, one at 25, one at 27.
Yeah.
They were both been withdrawn,
Oh,
which
right.
was very interesting.
Yeah. Right. And what's the one behind, to the side of Quick Fit behind the shop that we were just talking about?
I don't think
Come
that's
on, yeah,
been
yeah.
determined
That's
yet.
been-
Well, look at this,
Yeah.
change of use of ground floor and cellar from social clubs to 2 1-bedroom and 2 2-bedroom flats, 25 Bourne Road, that's the old Conservative
It
plot.
It is.
But they've already built flats at the back of that plot, haven't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they'd already done some work, and then they were coming back to do a little bit more.
Yeah, I think there was 6
And
or 8 or so flats they built there.
And on
Yeah,
So this is quite another interesting one, which is on Land to Revere 7 and 58 Ox Lane.
No, that's
Can you
in-
remember a
that's
few
right. Yes,
weeks
yeah.
ago we had the Mountain Jarvis come
Yes.
along
Yeah.
to speak, they've got permission now for that.
And then 24 affordable
And I
dwellings.
see on page 33, you've got R1.
We have, yeah, so that's the
That's
final
the
outline
the
from the
Westfield
commission.
site.
Yeah, so I'll be on the tender next week. Oh God, I had a right nightmare with that. I thought I had an exhibition on in the evening, and then I was going to come back, leave the exhibition early to come back all the way from South Croydon to get here, and then it turns out that we didn't actually have to do the exhibition that day because there was no availability, and then we were doing it on the 11th instead. So
You're working
rather-
down at Croydon at the moment?
well, we've got
Yeah, okay, fine. We need to finish the meeting, don't we?
Yeah.
Is there anything else, gentlemen?
I
You
haven't
just
seen
carry on,
that.
just carry on
Have a look
looking,
at-
just to
yeah.
see if there's anything more of any real interest.
I was just,
But I'm fairly sure that one hasn't been determined yet for the back of...
I think we
You've
wait
got
with
this
bated breath.
the skew
on
bridge
page
one,
40,
yeah.
you've got the Skew
Yeah,
Bridge one,
yeah.
which we
Yeah, we
did
got
touched
that
on.
one.
Yeah, that was,
Good,
yeah. I
good,
noticed
good.
that.
That's a sensible one, that was. Yeah, so
This is
finished.
another interesting one though as well, actually. The change of use for Station Road has been
Yes.
approved now for the pudding stop, which used to be the,
The
co-op.
Cold travel agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to go sooner rather
Takes a
than
long
later,
time
wasn't it?
though for it to be decided.
Yeah. That was always one of
Yeah.
the
Thank you,
reasons.
Chair. I think.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen and
Right,
ladies.
so,
So next date of next meeting, Plans Advisory
Second of
B,
January, isn't it?
11th December.
and then
Oh,
ours
yeah.
will be the 2nd of January, it's a Wednesday.
2nd of January, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
God, that'll be a welcome return back to the
Right.
office, won't it?
Anyway,
Right.
so meeting
Thank
closed
you.
at 8:35.
good, thank you.